Hey there everyone, welcome back to another episode of Platinum Achievements. Today's date at time of recording is May 6th, 2024, and it's been a while, and that's mostly because of my insane amount of procrastination. I had some family events. We went to my nephew's baptism, and I got to be the godfather. Pretty cool. I don't remember all the rules of the church, but my son took it upon himself that during the final baptism moments to book it across the church and behind the altar. He was a madman. Great kid. Sammy's doing good. He's learning some words. He can sing the Bluey song now. What else is new with him? Oh, he loves his. I got him a Burger King crown because for some reason Burger King is just giving them out. Bit of a tangent here already, but yeah, he knows how to put the crown on, take it off. He loves it. He's a little goober. As of right now, let's see what we'll start with. Let's start with the achievement score, because I've gone up a little bit there, I believe. Currently, the score is at 696,385. Pretty good. Pretty good. And that mostly falls down to, let's see, I don't think I get anything in Little Gator game. A game called Shotgun King, The Final Checkmate. Pretty fun game. The achievements are not super easy. Wish I knew that going in, but it's a fun puzzle game. You play as the knight, or not the knight. You play as the black king, and you go and you get your shotgun to retake your kingdom, and you're basically playing chess, but you can shoot a shotgun as the king, so that's your form of attack. Very fun little puzzle game. Very challenging. I lose track so many times of just being in positions to be slaughtered, and the game does help you. At least on the first tier, there's like I think there's like 12 levels of difficulty, but the first level helps you out with 3 shields, so you can mess up like 3 times before a final choice is made, and you have to deal with that choice. And very fun to play. Definitely recommend, but not the recommended game this week. We'll get to that. We also have a game called Tech Glitch, which is the best way I can describe it is a currently free. I think it was $5 or $4 at the time of launch. Now it's free. Bomberman-esque game. It's fun. It's not a long game by any means. Gets the job done. Gets you a nice 1200 gamer score. And that's really the Xbox games I've been playing. I've been playing a little bit of I haven't got any gamer score in it yet, but Warhammer 40k Bolt Gun. Very fun Doom-like game. I am using the accessibility features, which gives you invincibility, you know what I'm saying? And all the weapons at the start. So, kind of cheesing my way through, but a gaming dad with limited time. I don't want a ball-crushingly difficult game. Especially in that playstyle, it's a gorgeous game, plays really good, but I honestly kind of like just being a god and mowing people down. It's so much fun. Now let's move over to the PlayStation side. I have 104 platinum, 696 gold, 921 silver, and 2187 bronzes. And what those entail are 1 bronze off of Letter Quest Remastered. I was basically just trying to cycle through some games, see if I can pick one that Sammy could watch me play and I could gain some progress on. Letter Quest Remastered, good choice. He enjoyed watching it. He laughs every time you make a word and attack the monsters. Then the main game that I'm playing this month is Detroit Become Human. I never played it, or any Quantic Dream games. It's my first one. And I'm getting real sucked into the story. I like the gameplay. It's not like a real action-heavy game. If you know anything about Quantic Dream, it's very narrative, story-driven. Little more player input and quick time events than, say, a Walking Dead, but if you played a Walking Dead, that's basically what you're getting here, but the production value is way higher. It's a gorgeous looking game. And then I also played a little more Death Squared. Very fun puzzle game. I think I've talked about it before. I haven't played a bad game this month. It's been a very fun month for games. Death Squared, though, so many levels to get through. It's crazy. While we're still at the beginning of the video, why don't you guys go down and subscribe, give the video a like, share with a game-loving friend, And if you're feeling saucy, want you a ring-a-ding-ding the bell? That would be cool too. So yeah, life's been a little hectic lately. I've got some big changes coming. I had some Godfather duties, like I said. Sammy's a handful. And let's be honest, the Bangor Area School District did not exactly instill in me a great sense of time management or being able to deal with procrastination tendencies, which I've had for years. So thanks, guys. You did it. I had a couple teachers that tried, and they were great teachers, but for the most part, if the teachers liked you, man, they let you slide. Best case was I went maybe, let's call it a month without doing a book report on Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Got to the point where I came into class one day, and my mom was in my class. Great look for an 8th grade kid, having your mom show up to listen to you half-ass a book report, basically from memory because you decided to just watch the movie. So I passed the class, and I didn't get like made fun of for it. I think all my friends in my class were just like friends of mine, and they knew my mom, and they're like, "Oh boy, howdy." Let's dive into the first topic, which is going to be before the news that I'm going to bring up. Goals for this month. My current goals, gaming and otherwise, complete both Origami and Detroit Become Human on the PlayStation. I actually played a little bit of Origami last night when I was recording footage for Detroit Become Human. I did record footage for Origami. I was surprised I was surprised with Detroit Become Human. I was able to get like a good chunk of engaging gameplay to watch because a lot of it borders on the line of I have something to do and I don't know where to go, so I'm just going to walk around a bunch. And that's not super interesting to watch, but you know, I was able to find a good section. I'm actually like halfway through that game, which is awesome. But yes, I want to complete Origami and Detroit Become Human. I also want to, on the Xbox side, complete Somerville and As Dusk Falls. So I'm going to be working on those too at some point. I want to unlock the Collect All Orbs achievement in Crackdown 2, of which I only need the online orbs. My progress got reset at some point or didn't transfer over. I had done the online orbs, but I was missing different orbs, and then when I just redid my playthrough on the Xbox Series X a few months ago, I basically got all of the orbs again, maxed out my character. I just have to get the online orbs, and I have a buddy that I met online, a stranger danger type, where we're going to go and do the online orbs and a few others probably, so that'll be fun. I can check that off the list. I also want to read 2 books. I want to watch 5 Blu-rays. I want to watch at least 30 episodes of Batman the Animated Series, which will take me to episode 58, because I own that Blu-ray and I'm trying to get through them. Batman the Animated Series. It's a good series. You can watch it in piece by piece. But, my God, depending on where you watch it, they've just completely messed up the episode order. It's insane. So you can't even bounce between services or go back to the Blu-rays, you know? So, there's that. And then lastly, I want to complete at least 1 Onyx Medal in Gears of War. I'm going to shoot for an Onyx Medal a month. I'll definitely be able to get an Onyx Medal because I just have to beat the final boss on Insane in my arcade playthrough to get 2 Onyx Medals. Only problem is I don't really have a buddy to do it, and that last boss fight is so hard solo on Insane, which is why I might double box and cheese it, doing the casual method, you know what I'm saying? Where your co-op buddy does casual, and you do it on Insane, and it still counts for you know what I'm saying? Always trying to game that system. So yeah, those are my goals for May, and let me know what some of your goals are down in the comments down below. Alright, let's dive into some news stories. First news story, just off the top of my head, and I will open up a link so that way I can remember to post about it, or, leave it in the link dump in the description of the video. Red vs. Blue Restoration becomes available for purchase tonight at midnight, 5/7 at midnight, and I will be purchasing it because I want to see how it ends. I love Red vs. Blue. I actually was a naughty boy, and they went back on sale on Amazon. I was able to grab the RVB X, which is the first 10 seasons, and a bunch of bonus features, and I think the 2 Griffball volumes for like $115. So glad I was able to snag that. The packaging is not what I would like it to be. I was kind of hoping there would be like a hardcover exterior that the DVD or the Blu-ray slide into, kind of like a Lord of the Rings type deal. Not the case. But I'm so glad I own it. So glad that I don't have to pay a scalper for it. Crazy the amount of markup people are trying to put on that thing. But yeah, RVB Restoration will be going on sale tonight. I'll be picking it up on Google. I think it's going to be like $15, or you can watch it on a streaming service. But, you know, even though it's done, I feel like supporting the art. And it sucks that Rooster Teeth is going away, but hopefully it goes out with a bang, you know what I'm saying? Keeping on the Xbox adjacent train, we'll do Xbox stories and then we'll transition into PlayStation. This comes from Pure Xbox. Author is Fraser Gilbert. Xbox confirms exactly how the 360 store closures will affect players this July. We got 3 months until that happens. If you didn't know, the 360 store is shutting down purchases. Now, what that means is that the old marketplace is shutting down, and they're sending out reminders. You've probably seen them on your Xbox if you haven't already. And we pretty much knew what to expect from it. The purchases like gamertag changes on 360, Game Pass core subscriptions, Game Pass purchases, Microsoft Film TV are going to be affected, including games, trials, add-ons, avatar items, apps, gamer picks, game trailers, videos, the whole shebang. And you'll still be able to buy backwards compatible titles through the Xbox marketplace on your Xbox One, your whatever Xbox One or later unit you have, as well as the Xbox .com. The only thing I'm not sure of, and I believe it will work. Let's see, redeemable codes for 360 that haven't been used yet will no longer work. It'll become valid. I'm trying to see. Oh, gift cards and subscription cards will not be impacted. I don't see anywhere, but I imagine it's still the case, that even though the store's shutting down, any content that you buy, you'll still have access to. So that's a good thing. But I will link this here for more information. Just make sure you hop on that 360 store. You buy what you need to before the servers shut down or the stores close. Little side note, soon, like real soon, I think either like literally very soon after this posts, Capcom is delisting 3 games and a DLC. Dark Void the game, which they gave away games with gold a while ago, they will be delisting that. So make sure that there is a DLC for it for like $5. I picked it up. Make sure you grab that if you're a completionist and you enjoy the game and you want to complete it. The other game which I picked up, I think it was like $3 at the time I picked it up. A little game called Flock. I'm a big Rooster Teeth fan. Bernie from Rooster Teeth had this whole thing about the Flock game, and he had a very fun Let's Play with his now wife Ashley. And I've always wanted to play it. Never got around to it, but for $3, I decided to pick it up. So, again, time is of the essence. Sorry I couldn't tell you guys sooner. But, oops. Let's see. What's next? The Target... Oh, I should really learn how to do these. From VGC, Tom Ivan is the author. Xbox launch months for Xbox's 2024 games have been seemingly revealed / leaked. So I'm not going to read the whole article if you want to go through it, but important to note. Actually, does it say where? Activision. Okay, yeah, it's kind of buried in the article. Not really buried. It's a short article, but I'm used to these kind of being like big bolded letters. So let's see. I'm gonna have to do a little reading. According to The Verge, Xbox Showcase will include the announcement of the new Gears of War game. Super exciting. Second event will reveal the next Call of Duty. Could be cool. Looking through. June showcase will reportedly be used to announce the release dates for Xbox's first-party lineup for the remainder of the year. Now here's where it gets a little crazy, because it looks like they have like a new game maybe coming out every month. Yeah, geez, okay. The end of the year is gonna be packed if this is all accurate, and if nothing gets pushed. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that word. Oh boy. Now I'm all bothered, and all sweaty and whatnot. Bethesda is targeting September release for the Starfield Shattered Space expansion, which was given a fall window, so September allegedly. Then we roll into October, which is allegedly the release of the new Call of Duty. No real surprise there. Avowed and Microsoft Simulator will likely arrive in November, and then kind of the surprising one, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle will be in December. Again, according to the leaks. That's a stacked end of the year. My God. Realistically, right now, Indiana Jones is the only one that really interests me. The Call of Duty could be cool. Avowed hasn't really blown me away. I'm not a big flight simulator guy, and I still haven't played Starfield. Who knows? Maybe I'll start it before December, but I doubt it. I really doubt it. Because there's so many games in the backlog, and I don't want to keep adding to them. But I keep adding to them because I'm an animal with no self-control. I just went to GameStop the other day, and I caved, guys. I didn't want to do it, but I caved because I was running out of time, and there were so many games on the PlayStation Plus that I downloaded that I wanted to play. And I bought for $100 the gift card to then buy my subscription for the year for PlayStation Plus. And I kind of hate myself for it, but Sony wasn't helping out with any sort of deal, so I did it. And I think I also picked up a bunch of games. I think I picked up Twin Breakers, the Sacred Symbols game. I picked up Entropy Center, which is like a Portal-esque sort of game. And I picked up The Artful Escape. And I basically in total got like 5 or 6 versions of the games with different platinums, so that's exciting. And then, like I said, I went on the Xbox and I bought the Flock and the Dark Void DLC. So I was a bad boy. My credit card balance shows it. Don't tell Amanda. Don't tell my wife, please. I was a bad boy. But it's all for the content, right? It's like a WB style write-off. Sort of. Not really. I can't write things off yet. Not till we become successful at this. If that ever happens. If not, I'm fine just, recording the show for everybody. So yeah, those are your fall update for the Xbox first party games. I'm looking forward to the June showcase. I can't wait to watch it with my boy Sammy. Alright, we'll do it, I guess we'll do an in-between game, a multi-platform game. A little news update. This is coming to us from Game Rant. Author is Truman2. Hope I didn't mispronounce your name. Lollipop Chainsaw Remaster confirms an important feature. Producer reveals an important feature that will be included in Lollipop Chainsaw Repop Remaster. You'll be able to choose between English and Japanese dub voices. A unique but welcome feature, according to the article. I don't remember that not being a feature, but okay. Fans of the original game can enjoy the classic voice cast in both languages. Oh, it's going to be the original voice cast? That's awesome. Michael Rosenbaum, for those who don't know, Lex Luthor. He plays the boyfriend, Nicholas, whose head is severed and attached to Juliet's hip. Also, I believe it was... I think it's... Does Tara Strong do the voice? Does it say in this article? Oh yeah, Tara Strong as Juliet Starling, Sean Gunn as Swan. That's pretty cool. That's James Gunn's brother. Speaking of the Gunn brothers, the Superman picture came out. They released it, what his costume looks like, and he looks real good. I don't get what the hate's about. I think it looks real good. But I digress. Also in the DC realm, Michael Rooker played Vic in the game. It's odd I don't know who Vic is. Maybe he was like the Viking or something. I don't know. Vic. I'm gonna revisit Lollipop Chainsaw at some point this summer. I really want to complete the original. I really enjoyed that game. I don't remember Michael Rooker in it, but I didn't remember Michael Rook at the time. They don't mention Michael Rosenbaum, so. Two voice tracks, yes. Was that it? I thought there was. Honestly, I thought there was more. I remember seeing something about a physical release. Maybe that wasn't in here. Maybe that was just an edition that I saw somewhere else. I'm gonna take a look at that. Let's do a little Google. Okay, is likely to get a physical release due to high demand, according to the designer Yoshima Yoshida. That was from a different article on Silicon Era. So if you want to look that up, you can. Is it not mentioned in this article? I'm gonna do a little light reading, guys. Hang on. No, I'm not seeing anything in this article, but I'm kind of skimming it. Original creators James Gunn and Suda51 aren't involved, which is unfortunate. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, nothing in here, unfortunately, about the physical release, but I guess it's anticipated. So that's cool. I really enjoyed Lollipop Chainsaw. If we could get a Shadows of the Damned remaster or remake also, that would be great. If you haven't played Shadows of the Damned, it's immature humor. Actually, I think I got rid of it because it's not backwards compatible. I need to track that game down again. Because your gun is the boner, and depending on what version you get, I think you get like, if you use fire ammo, you get like the spicy boner. So it's dumb juvenile humor, but I love it. Yeah, I can't wait to go back and replay Lollipop Chainsaw. Sorry for moving fast. There's just a lot of ground I want to cover, and I don't have a lot of time tonight. Sammy's actually sleeping right now. He's doing a great job. Let's see. Now let's dive into the side of PlayStation, where we have a news story that I was going to cover if I had recorded this last night, an update to that news story, and then a follow-up to the news story involving a different game. So yeah, Helldivers 2. This is coming to us from Games Radar. Author Kane Sarin. I apologize if I've mispronounced your name as well. Helldivers 2 has been pulled from Steam in 170 countries without PSN access, while Valve ignores its own policy to issue refunds to players with over 100 hours. The reason being, Sony was going to implement a feature, quote-unquote, or a process where you had to link your PSN profile to the game. Unfortunately, 170 countries did not have access to PSN, so that was going to effectively kill the game for them. Sony has actually since backed this down and removed that requirement, which is good. It's also awesome that Valve was going to refund the players, because there were some fears of that. Because clearly you weren't playing Helldivers for under 2 hours unless you really hated the game and just didn't do a refund. But people were very upset by that. They were review bombing the game on Steam. Helldivers community manager actually took to the internet to immediately say, hey, this was Sony's choice, not ours. But that didn't stop them from getting caught in the crossfire. A boneheaded move by Sony, kind of ridiculous. That you would put this in after your game's been released for a few months and had crazy amounts of success. Just a greedy tactic, for sure. They have since, like I said, walked this back after insanely negative response from the player base. And that's good, because you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't be switching up the deal that you made with the players afterwards, unless it's something you actually have to change. Like, this was just a ploy to get them to funnel into the PlayStation ecosystem. If you want to do that from the start. Good segue. Much like they're doing with Ghost of Tsushima when it comes to PC. Apparently, you will need to link your account. So yeah, this is coming to us from Games Radar. Dustin Bailey. Helldivers 2 PSN fiasco forces Ghost of Tsushima dev to clarify its PC account linking plans. And thankfully, they are telling us this at the start. You're not required to link it for single player, But excuse my burp. Ghost of Tsushima slated for trying to see where exactly it says in here that let's see, not required for the single player game. Backlash now Sucker Punch confirmed its exact plans for the requirement. In response, just so you're aware. Okay, here we go. So according to Sucker Punch, the studio behind Ghost of Tsushima, there was a lot of concern, and they say thank you for your feedback. Just so you are aware, a PSN account is required for the Legends Online mode. So basically, you are going to need to create the PSN account for the online component, which I think personally right now, Sony trying to push this, especially after the Helldivers 2 incident, is not a good look, and they should really... It's good they're getting ahead of it now with this game and probably future games, but the fact that they're still trying to implement it just from a marketing and optics aspect, it's not a good look for Sony. Again, I get why they're doing it. They want to funnel people into their ecosystem, but you can't do that months afterwards. Like with Helldivers, that was a huge error in judgment by whoever is in charge of that. And good on Arrowhead for throwing them under the bus for making such a boneheaded decision. I'm really hoping that it doesn't... I mean, it has negatively affected the Helldivers brand, the Arrowhead, which is the studio behind Helldivers. It has affected them negatively. It's totally affected Sony negatively. And I really don't want to see that kind of repeat here. It wouldn't be to the extent that the Helldivers did because, again, Ghost of Tsushima on PC hasn't launched yet. They're telling you guys ahead of time. They're getting ahead of it. Honestly, it looks like Sucker Punch is getting ahead of it. Not exactly Sony, but good on them for trying to mitigate that potential disaster. So that's your Sony news for the week. Not great news, but it can't always be great news. I'll try to find better news. I mean, this was just the prominent one in the news cycle. I guess late last week and early this week. So there's going to be more news to come. There's going to be good news. But, you know, it ebbs and it flows. I was going to get into a fun little side topic. But I think I'll just say we went pretty long with these news stories. I kind of just wanted to do a little catch-up. Get back into the flow of things. Who knows how this episode will turn out. I hope you guys enjoy it. But let me dive into the recommended game and the upcoming game. Let me pull up my little sheet. I have a little sheet that I write these down on. So, for your recommended game, it's a game I thoroughly enjoyed. It's a fun little roguelite called Void Bastards. And it's a first-person, cartoon, comic book-looking game where you are traveling across the cosmos in your spaceship, and you have to go and find resources by hopping onto other ships that are kind of stranded out there. And there's like a space monster kind of following you. It's a super fun game. Very goofy, very funny. Every time you die, you get a new prisoner to play as that has to be forced on these missions. And they could have bonuses like finds extra ammo easily, which is a positive. But then you could have... There are two negatives that I really remember that you could have. One of them was you just randomly cough, so it'll alert some enemies. But another one that just makes the game goofy but hard is whenever you find like either ammo or certain items, your character will squeal with excitement, and they can't control that. And guess what? That also alerts the enemies, so they'll come after you. Very fun roguelike game. Is it roguelike? I don't know the difference. I'm a bad gamer. But I highly recommend it. And I actually got this game for free, which was really cool. If you remember back in the day, like maybe a year or two ago, Major Nelson on Xbox, he would hold... Oh, what was it? Well, he would hold like Free Code Fridays or something like that. And I think the code was for... The one I entered for was... I want to say it was Layers of Fear 2, because I think they were talking about um it was the game of the week, and the question was about like your greatest fear in games, and I tweeted about how, or the scariest game you've ever played. And my response was something about like I think it was Hellblade, and I believe they're chosen at random, but I tried to give a good response to try and give me the edge, and I guess it worked because I was one of the few people that got the codes. And it was, yeah, Hellblade, because I was just saying how it's terrifying with the 3D audio, hearing all the voices, and extra terrifying knowing that people actually have to deal with that stuff. Some people that I know personally have struggled with things of that nature, such as the audio visual like hallucinations, and is really tough to understand. Like, you can understand it from an empathy perspective, but to have a game that really shows that shit is crazy. And it was unnerving playing that game for the first time. And I sent that little tweet off, and I got a message saying that I wanted the code. I believe, oh, it was for Layers of Fear 2, which I didn't really get to dive too much into. I didn't enjoy it as much as the first game. It didn't feel as scary. I want to dive back into it. I also got a code for the complete edition, and this was kind of in the, not the fine print, but there was always, I'm kind of backtracking, scattering, but when they would do these posts, there was a main game you were kind of quote unquote playing for, and there was a, usually like a follow-up post or maybe two of like, oh hey, when you win this game, you're also getting these games. And unbeknownst to me, I also won a code for Warhammer, I want to say it was Chaos Bane. I think that was the new one at the time. The like super ultra edition, so a bunch of DLC and everything. Pretty cool. Haven't played it yet. Might at some point. I thought it was going to be my first Warhammer video game, but turned out like a half a decade later, it was Bolt Gun. But I do want to go back and play Chaos Bane at some point. And then also it was Void Bastards, which was a really cool surprise. Out of the three, it was the one I enjoyed the most and put a decent chunk of time into. I want to go back. I'm not making as many cuts here, but it sounds like I'm making cuts. I caught that as I was saying it. But I really want to go back and play Void Bastards at some point. It'll probably end up being the game footage you'll see at some point down the road. And the upcoming game, which comes out later this month, is, I was just talking about the first one, Hellblade: Senua's Saga. So excited to play this game. I cannot wait. And I say that, but then I always end up like sticking to the backlog, and I never end up playing any of these Game Pass games that I'm really excited for. Like, I haven't played Another Crab's Treasure. I haven't played Harold Halibut yet. I haven't played. It's on my bookshelf. I haven't even touched Banisher's Ghost of New Eden yet. It's still shrink wrapped. I'm really bad at this. I just buy games and don't really play them. I really haven't, like, I'm awful with backlog management. You know what I mean? Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League. I want to go back and put more time into that, because from what I played, I enjoyed. But yeah, those are your recommended games. And I think that about does it for this week. I'm not going to really get into like a fun topic. I was very, very off this week, I would say. Oh, time-wise, almost 40 minutes on the rough edit. Yeah, I'm just getting back in the swing of things. I do plan on being more consistent. I have a format I'm kind of working with in the background, and I do want to incorporate like some form of music, some sort of thumbnail, some sort of more concrete format, but that is all to come as I'm able to get to it. I'm going to slowly chip away at those things while I work on, my other goals for the month. Maybe I'll be a better boy next month, and I'll make it like actually a goal to get some of that production stuff off the ground. But with all of that, another episode of Platinum Achievements comes to a close. I want to thank you all for listening, subscribing, liking, commenting, ring-a-ding-ding in the bell for my saucy fans. It means a great deal you're continuing to watch these videos. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna start editing this video. I'm gonna have some more iced tea, and I'm gonna try and cool down, and hopefully I can get through a good chunk of this, because then maybe I'll be able to play a little more Detroit Become Human. It's like I Robot the video game. It's crazy. Okay, everyone. Bye. Thanks so much for stopping on by. Come back next time week. Okay, bye. I love you, Sammy.